Alright, happy holidays everybody, whether you're celebrating Kwanzaa or Ramadan or Christmas. I hope that you are having a wonderful and blessed holiday. And nobody wants to be single for the holidays, and nobody wants to be alone. So I think this next question is a very appropriate one. This person is writing in. They want to know how I feel about online relationships. Apparently they have a boyfriend who they have met online and lives apart from them. He's certain the boyfriend is not cheating, but it's the whole distance thing that is bothering him. Even though they constantly get on Skype and communicate and I assume have relations, he wants to know what I feel about long distance online relationships. Wow! I actually have a lot of thoughts about this subject. A long distance relationship with somebody you've never met in person will not work. It's fun. And if you're into playing Dungeons and Dragons and if you're into fantasy role play, it will totally work for you. But it's not real. 80% of communication is physical. It's your physical body language that makes communication. You could say yes with your mouth, and you could say yes with your body. It's very different. And there's a big difference between online chemistry and real life chemistry. Now, when I first came out of the closet, many of you already know that I went to a Christian school. After I finally decided, you know what, I can't fight it anymore, I'm going to be gay, I didn't know how to meet other gay people. I was afraid to go to gay bars. I didn't want to tell people I was gay. How do you meet gay people? And back then, I was on AOL, Tulsa, M for M. And I also did, I don't know if they still have it, but it's the interactive mail. It was the phone dating service. And you could go on and you're like, hi, I'm 6'1", dark hair, blue eyes, or whatever. You know, you use your masculine voice, and you only tell them things that you want them to know, like, I was a lifeguard, I'm a scuba diver. I haven't been scuba diving since 1998, but I'm a scuba diver, certified 3rd level. And you tell them certain things, the things that you think they will find most attractive. You don't tell them the things that are embarrassing or the things that you don't want them to know. It's a two-way street. You know, but if both of you are not physically attracted to each other, and if both of you don't have actual chemistry in real life, in person, and I know you said Skype, and Skype is definitely an upgrade from phone communications, because you actually get to see in 3D what the person looks like, how they move, you know. You're like, oh, that's what you look like. However, it's still not a physical communication. Huge difference between online chemistry or phone chemistry and real life chemistry. Now, you say that you are certain he doesn't cheat on you. That's not true. I know many of husbands and wives and husbands and husbands and wives that are certain that their spouses are not cheating on them, and they are, and they live together. Now, I think that if you want to have an online chemistry and if you want to have an online romance, go for it. Totally do it. But I want you to guard your emotions, because one day you're going to meet in person. And what if you don't click in person? It's possible. It could happen. I'm not saying it will, and I truly hope that it won't. But it could. Very, very, very recently, I was just in a long-term relationship, and after a couple years, it didn't work. And we broke up in August. And since August, I don't know exactly when the date was, but I have started an online chat with someone who actually lives in the state of Florida. So it is a long-distance relationship, but it's not without driving distance. And through chatting with this person, he had told me, hey, I've got a job interview in Fort Lauderdale. I'm planning on moving there. So in my mind, I'm like, well, he's already moving to Fort Lauderdale. People chat with me all the time from the United Kingdom. And I'm like, why are you talking to me? Are you moving here? And if you do move here, then talk to me, because I don't want an long distance relationship. But since this guy was moving here and was in driving distance, I considered the possibility. And this guy was stunningly gorgeous and charismatic and sweet and flirtatious and romantic. I told him at the beginning, look, I just got out of a relationship. I'm not ready for that. It would take a very unique individual to open and unlock those doors and tear down those walls and let me be ready for that. And his reply was, my middle name is unique. And I'm like, ooh, this guy is smooth and he's persistent. And in my heart and in my mind, I know that if I'm going to date someone again, they have to pursue me to the death. They have to pursue me no matter how much I reject them, because I'm tired of hurt. I'm tired of pain. I'm tired of rejection. And I have to know that if I reject you, you're not going to give up. And I started to really like this guy. And I started to look forward to talking with him every night. And I really started to care about him. Guarding my heart and guarding my emotions and knowing in my mind that he hasn't met me in person. Not only has he not met me in person, he's not met me out of drag. I'm not a transsexual. I'm not a full-time girl. And whereas I'm the same person, I have the same voice, I have the same characteristics and the same mannerisms, I don't look the same out of drag. I'm not wearing 37 pounds of makeup and 52 pounds of hair. And as an out of character, I'm much, much, much shyer. Knowing that I just ended a relationship and not ready to settle down and not ready, but I started to entertain the thought that, you know what? Somebody out there can find me attractive. Somebody out there can be attracted to me. Somebody out there can find me desirable. So the more I started talking to this person, the more I started to let my guard down. But still up. And through his flirtatious comments and things, he would say things that I'd be like, ha ha ha, and instead of saying, oh my god, I'm totally lusting you too, or whatever, I would just be like, oh, you're funny, that's sweet. Like, oh, stop, tell me more. And long story short, this guy, his phone was stolen, and the amazing iPhones, thanks to the new technology, insurance company won't insure them because they're a highly risk item for theft and or breaking or whatever. I have a BlackBerry, but his iPhone was stolen, and he was without a phone for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and we would just talk via Facebook. Monday morning, which to me is like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Monday morning I get up and I log on to Facebook, and his relationship status has changed. He's in love. And I'm like, what? When I confronted him about it, I'm like, really? I didn't even know you were seeing someone. And he was like, oh, I met him on Friday night, and I was under the impression that you were not interested in me. And I'm like, hello, I'm not only playing hard to get, I'm making sure that I'm not hurt again. So I guess most of all, I'm pissed at myself. Truly happy for him. I truly think that especially during the holidays and Christmas, I don't want anyone to be alone. And he's a great person, and things happen for a reason. Whatever. Whether it's because we didn't talk for a week and a half because of his phone being stolen, or whatever. Maybe God wanted his phone stolen because God knew that he and I were going down a path that wasn't right. I don't know. I don't know the reason. But what I do know is that he was pursuing me hard. And I wasn't resistant, but I was guarded. And I know in my heart that I was guarding myself and waiting until we met in real life to see if this could go further. And when you're having Skype relations or phone sex or whatever, that's not sex. That's masturbation. I'm not knocking it, but I'm telling you that I believe in love, and I believe in passion, and I believe in physical intimacy, and I love kissing and touching and holding and making out. And you don't get that from the computer, and you don't get that from the telephone. And what I do know is that you don't know that he's not cheating on you. You don't know that he is not seeing other people. And what I do know is that people need physical intimacy. I'm not saying long-distance relationships can't work. But if you have a relationship, a physical relationship, and your relationship is based on that physical connection, and your spouse goes overseas to war, or their work takes them to Paris, France for the summer, or whatever. I'm not saying that your relationship's over at all, because you can both stay committed to each other, and I do believe that. I've never cheated on anybody. I've even dated women when I knew I was gay but didn't want to be, and was faithful to them. I've never cheated. I don't know if it's a Capricorn thing. All I know is that when I'm committed, I'm committed. But I don't think it's fair to hold someone to a standard of a monogamous relationship if you've never met them. And if you do, and you live in this perfect fantasy land for a couple months, and then you meet in person, be realistic that, number one, it might not work in real life. And number two, even though he would come home every night and talk to you on the computer, maybe he wasn't talking to somebody else. I don't think that long distance or online relationships can work. Even before I talked to this guy, and this guy kind of proved it right, because you don't know if your husband that sleeps in the same bed with you at night is cheating on you. You definitely don't know if he's cheating on you in another city. And I don't think it's fair for you to commit yourself to someone that you don't know, and that you only know a certain part of them. And this is another thing that you should really, really, really consider. If this guy is so amazing, why can't he find a boyfriend where he lives? Now, this has nothing to do with the guy that I'm talking about, that I was talking to. Obviously, he just found a boyfriend where he lives. But I'm saying, in general, if he's tall, dark, and handsome, and rich, and suave, and perfect, and wonderful, why can't he find a boyfriend where he lives? But I do understand that relationships are tricky, and it takes two people to make a relationship work. And I do believe in love, and I do believe in true love, and I do believe in together forever. But I also believe in keeping your feet firmly planted on the ground, and keep a level head, and know that, you know what, this could be the one. This could be, but chances are it could not be too. So have fun with it while it lasts. Enjoy your conversations and Skyping and whatever. But no, don't get too heartbroken if you meet in person and he's not the guy that he says he is on the phone. I think a lot of times people are caught up in the fantasy. They're like, oh yeah, well, don't you want to date me? I'm a doctor, or whatever. And I don't understand that, but I know it's happened because I've talked to people too, in Tulsa and in Florida, online, that say there's something that they're not. You know, why send pictures of me 10 years ago? Why tell you that my waist is 28 when it's not? So why are you lying to me? Because if we meet in person, I'll know that you're a liar. And if our relationship is not based on truth or trust, what is there? I guess a lot of people don't think like me. So good luck with your long distance online relationship, and may you continue to have many happy Skype times. But I'm just warning you that it's possible that he's not all that meets the eye, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, that was an Ask Misty, and I look forward to your next question.